Hello everybody, this is Agent Invisible Shadow here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing how I would design the DCU Batsuit so you guys can get first-hand experience on how a pretty much lifelong Batman fan would design the suit and what elements I would like to see incorporated into this. So let's get right into the video. So the most controversial take in this video is the colors of the Batsuit. Me personally, I do not want the blue and gray. As a Batman fan, I just don't think it works. Like, in my opinion, Batman needs to be scary. He needs to be able to strike fear. And with this suit, he can do that, and it looks good. And with the yellow oval around it, like in the dark, it'll blend in with the shadows, and all you'll see is the bat symbol. And it would just look like peak, just to be able to strike fear into criminals. Because that's what Batman is meant to do. He's meant to strike fear and get rid of crime. And I'll get into more like about this elements in a little bit in the part of like elements I want to be included with this Batman. And like, just this suit can have also a lot of potential with like gadgets and stuff. And I'll get more into that later. Again, I'll get more into why I want this suit to like strike fear into criminals in the elements part of this video. But for the main parts of the suit, I just think it looks good. It can strike fear. It can do a lot of things. And I just think that's what it's meant to do. And it can give you lots of like functions within the suit. So I'll talk about those right now. For example, in the suit, one of the elements I want them, need them to incorporate is the white eyes. Because, again, it's scary and it looks, like, sick. Another element I really need them to include is the long ears. Because, again, long ears, it can give you, like, a function of echolocation where Batman can, like, hear things better. Like Detective Vision in the Arkham games. That can help a lot with that. Just long ears look a lot cooler. Again, they can strike fear. Same with the white eyes. Like, white eyes, long ears are staples for the cowl, in my opinion. Like, they need to have them. Another part I want for the cowl, like, this isn't a necessary need. If, like, they don't put this in, I won't be mad. But is, like, the mouthpiece of the cowl. I don't want it to always be on. But, like, for example, if Batman's in, like, a toxic environment, the cowl can go down, the mouthplate will go down, he'll be able to breathe. Or if someone tries to, like, for example, punch him in the mouthplate will just go down, and it will just defend him, and it will probably, like, break their hand or something. I feel like that could be a really cool element they could incorporate within the cowl that would be sick if they did add that. Now we go to the cape, one of the biggest elements in Batman's suit, and I've been waiting to talk about this for a long time. The cape, as we all know, is a staple in Batman's arsenal. It can make him lurk in the shadows easier, it can make him, like, unseeable, and it can make him look scarier, like he's not a human. For example, like in this video I'm about to show you right here, like, it looks like Batman isn't human when he lands and rises up. That's why when the criminals can be scared of him, because they think he's not human. They think he's like an entity that can't be stopped. And the cape can make him go from small to like this giant thing that can like scare criminals insanely easy. So right there in that video is probably the best example like of my interpretation of what I want Batman's cape to look like when he like is gliding and he lands on the ground and he rises up to like scare criminals. That's like, James Gunn, please, I am begging you. I am begging you. Please add that in. And the next part I want to get to the element of the cape is how I want it to look. So let's get into that right now. This is the best version of the cape, I think. This is from Batman Arkham Knight. This is the perfect cape, in my opinion. This is what I want it to be. Like, when he's gliding, I want it to look like an extremely long bat-shaped cape so he can glide farther, and when he's in the sky, it looks like a giant demon bat is, like, in the sky. So that, again, I've been saying this a lot, to scare criminals, because Batman needs to be able to scare criminals, and this is one of the best ways he can do it, and just, this cape in general looks peak, because it's It's long, and it looks like a bat is gliding through the sky. That is what I want. This right here is one of the biggest elements I need them to incorporate, is like the cape can go over his entire body, so he just becomes a black bat-shaped shadow. Again, I know. I've been saying this a lot. But, again, to scare criminals. This would be perfect. Again, it just, like, looks cool, because, like, if Batman's standing there, he needs to be, like, tall and, like, mysterious. He needs to be, like, not known, because, like, no one knows what he is on the inside. He's just, like, a bat-shaped shadow that can scare easily. Now let's get into how I want the bat symbol to look. I, of course, want to keep the yellow oval. The yellow oval is going to stay. I'm not getting rid of it, don't worry. But I do want to change the logo from the logo you're looking on your screen to right now to the Batman Arkham logo. I think that Arkham logo mixed with the yellow oval would look so good in my opinion. And it would look generational. It would be like a thing that would put on Batman suits for like ever. Like, it would never change. Like, I feel like it would be generational if they did that. Now, let's talk about Batman's armor. And no, I am not talking about his plot armor. His actual armor that he uses on his suit. We all know he has plot armor. But now we're going to talk about his actual armor, not his plot armor. So, before we get into the actual armor of the suit, I want to talk about his bat symbol one more time. Because, little lore drop moment for you here. The bat symbol is actually the strongest piece of armor in his suit. Yeah, it's the strongest part. That's why if you played Arkham Knight, spoiler here, that Arkham Knight says, don't aim for the bat symbol. It's a trick. I'll show you that clip right now.
And avoid the bat symbol. It's a little trick. That's where his armor's the strong.
So there you guys go. In that video, it explains that it is the strongest piece in his armor. And if you guys know what the metal is that he used for his bat symbol in the comments, I will comment on your comments and respond and say if you get it right, and I will comment saying that is correct. So there's a little bit of a challenge for you there. And for just his armor in general, I want it to be like heavy armor, not like Zack Snyder kind of armor with like his suit where he fought Superman. I'm talking like lightweight heavy armor. Like he can take multiple like hits and he'll still survive it, even though it doesn't look like the armor is a lot, but in reality, the armor is like a lot and it's just powerful. That way they can, like, again, criminals can get scared if he takes multiple shots and just is just not phased. So I want his armor to look light, but in reality it's like heavy. So now I want to talk about probably one of the most important parts of his armor, his gauntlets, like with his spikes on it. So first part I want to talk about in the gauntlets is this little piece right here. Most people may overlook this piece, but as a Batman fan, I want this to be a computer screen like it is in the Arkham games. It like will expand and he can like talk to Alfred and stuff like that. That would be cool. The next things I want to talk about is like the spikes on like when he like takes it out like in battle, like just regularly without walking around Gotham, the spikes won't be out, but in battle he can like press a button on his like thumb, for example, and like the spikes will come out and he can use them if he needs them. Now I want to talk about the bottom parts of the gloves. His like the main parts of his gloves that he uses for punching and stuff. This is gonna I think would be a funny element if they included it. Like for example, I want him to have thermal gloves. Just purely for fun, like for funny stuff, like if he's in the Mr. Freeze battle, he can just heat up his hands and just sock him in the face, for example. And like I also want them to have the element from Arkham Origins as well, same as the thermal gloves, of the electrocution shock. Like he can charge them up and just like punch someone and they can like be electrocuted. I think that would be cool. And I also want the bottom of these to like enhance his punches. Like if he's fighting Superman, he can enhance him and he can just go, ha, hit him in the head and then Superman just goes falling down. Because I feel like they need to have, if he's in extreme situations, they need to be enhanced, like fighting Bane, for example, or something. Real quick before we continue, I am sorry guys for the long video today. of me I was just going to do, like, the colors and stuff, but I decided to do the deep dive into this because I've been wanting to do this video for a while, so sorry if I'm taking up your time, but just warning, we will be doing a deep dive today instead of just reviewing the DCU Batsuit. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I shall see you guys at the end. Guys, I want to talk about Batman's utility belt and what gadget should be in it, and how I want it to look. Well, the way I want it to look is up on your screen right now. Like, this is the perfect Batman utility belt, in my opinion. And so now I want to get into what should be in the utility belt. So let's get started. The first thing I want in his utility belt is the shark repellent. Yes, you heard me right. You are not dreaming. I want the shark repellent in live action. I need to see it. It is chronologically one of Batman's weapons, so they better add this in the utility belt. They better have it, or I swear, I'm going to crash out. Next thing I want to see in his utility belt, maybe a little bit too powerful, and that is the lantern rings. Because Batman has been a lantern multiple times. He's been a Green Lantern, he's been a Yellow Lantern, and he's also been a White Lantern. So I feel like he would just have one of those lying around just in case he need to fight Green Lantern. The next thing I want to see in his utility belt is a staple of the utility belt. That is the kryptonite, just in case he needs to fight Superman or whatever, because, But he needs to have this in his utility belt just in case he needs to take action against Superman, if that ever happened. The thing I want in his utility belt is, of course, the bat handcuffs. I would also like to see the explosive gel from the Arkham games, along with something from the Michael Keaton movies, which is like the map of Gotham he can just take out of his utility belt. And of course, the batarangs. Batarang has got to be in there. Last but certainly not least, I want to see lollipops in his utility belt, because in the comics, Batman does use lollipops to soothe children if they're ever scared or they're like in a crime scene. So I feel like that would be a cool reference to like the comics. I know it's a random pick, but I would just love to see it. Sorry guys, this is future me after recording the video. I realized I forgot to say I want the smoke pellets in the utility belt. Those are a staple, and I need to see those in the utility belt. First big element I would love to see incorporated is Batman with an established Bat family, like behind him, like already established. And do I want the Justice League to be there just yet? Not quite yet. Because I feel like Batman needs the Bat family first, and then he can establish the Justice League. So, having an established Bat family already would be peak for me. Like, this is the biggest element for me that I really want them to incorporate, is Batman striking fear. Like, him being almost an entity that can't be destroyed, that the criminals fear. So he can just, like, strike fear. Like, I want the criminals to not think he's human. But I want them to know he exists and he has limitations, but don't want the criminals to think he's human. I want him to be sort of an entity, like he's like scary, like he can interrogate criminals and they'll be terrified. Like he can be lurking in the shadows, he can like rise up from the ground. All of things that like a unstoppable force would be able to do, because again, Batman is a big part of fear. Like, if criminals saw Batman on the rooftops, they would be terrified. Just a giant bat, like, jumping down from a building and surviving, that would be terrifying to criminals. So I want him to be able to strike a lot of fear into criminals. I also want this Batman to be a detective, like a straight, level, grounded Batman, where he solves crimes, like with the police and stuff. And I am okay with some of the fantastical elements, like, for example, multiversal travel. If he met other Batman, I feel like that would be cool to see in live action. Just him interacting with other versions of himself from across different medias. Like, I think that would be really cool. And I'm not saying I don't hate the fantastical elements. Like, I think it's cool that he goes to other planets and, like, helps Superman in space and stuff. I want to still have those, just, like, tone them down a little bit. Not too much, not too less. And the most I want him to see is, like, street level grounded. Like, for a good example of Batman being street level grounded is Batman Dark Patterns. I've talked about this book a lot. It's probably one of my favorite books. it's a really good example of like Batman like grounded, like he's in the streets, like he's solving crimes, like by himself, just being a detective. Like that's what I want my Batman to be, like street level, but still with some fantastical elements. I know I talked about this earlier with the utility belt, but I want to see Batman have like all kinds of different gadgets he can use, like the Batmobiles, like all kinds of different Batmobiles, like different gadgets, like giant variety of stuff. Like, for example, like the Thrasher suit. I want him to have like suits that are like quite literally built different. Like, I feel like Batman with gadgets is a staple for many Batman fans, including myself. This may be a little messed up, but I want him to have gone through tragedies like what happened to Jason Todd that like messed him up really bad. Like Batman getting his back broken by Bane that left him like scarred for like a while. Like he was injured, he couldn't fight crime. I want him to gone through all of that and he learned from it and like learns new tactics from it. I feel like that would like need to happen. Buddy, it is me again. I told you guys earlier in the video that you would be seeing me at the end of the video, and that means you guys made it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video on how I would make the DCU Batsuit. I'm so happy I got to post this video today. I know I said it probably wouldn't happen, but I got it done. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.